Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Kid Prepper, and today I'm going to talk to you about this show that I started watching that's super interesting. So the show, it's called Alone. You can find it on the History Channel, and also you can find them on YouTube. So basically what it's about these 10 survivors who get dropped off on Vancouver Island, which is one of the most densely populated with bears and cougars and wolves, one of the islands. And there's just bears and stuff everywhere. Like at night you just hear them all over the place. And anyways, these 10 survivors, they were all dropped off like 5 to 10 miles away from each other, and they had to survive for as long as they could. And whoever was the last man standing got $500,000. So $500,000. That's how much what the last man standing won. So you were dropped off, and there was 10 people. And they had their items. There was items that the people who put this thing together gave them, like clothes and a backpack and some basic stuff. And then the people surviving, each survivor got to pick 10 items that they got to pick, like a knife, an axe, stuff like that. Man, it's hot up here, but it's really nice. And then the survivors, they had to film themselves. So each survivor was supplied with, let's just call them each person was supplied with 4 cameras and like filming gear, like tripods and stuff, and they had to film themselves while they were surviving. So like every day they're like filming themselves and like filming everything that's going on, so that after the people who put this Alone show together, they would take all the video from all the people and edit it and make it into like a cool show. Each episode's like 45 to an hour long, and it's really cool. And each survivor, they had a satellite phone. So when they couldn't survive anymore, they would just call them and they would come pick them up like within a few hours or the next day if it was nighttime. So that's basically what it's about. What I like this show, it's really cool because it shows like realistic surviving. Like it shows what actually is gonna happen if you're surviving in a place like that. Like some of the really big problems that they were having, like was lighting a fire because everything was soaking wet. Like I'm soaking wet in sweat. And they were having problems building good shelters because the wind was so strong and it was just really hard to build good shelters. And also one guy, he had to tap out because he thought he was drinking salt water from this river. So he started to like hallucinate, so he had to call them and come pick him up. So that's some of the little problems that they were having. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm only on episode 5, and it's like super good. If you're a prepper or a survivalist or something like that, you probably like watching it because it shows you'll find something valuable out of watching it, like some kind of tip or something that you're gonna be like, oh, that's a really good idea. And then you also think of stuff like, man, I better carry more of that or have this because look at the problems that they're having. So I'm only on episode 5, so I'm still gonna be watching. I'm gonna watch the rest. But yeah, you'll probably like it if you're a prepper or survivalist, and even if you're not, you probably might still like it. So that's what I like about it. The only things that I don't like about it that much is one thing is almost the entire episode, they have like the corners and like the edges of the screen like darkened to make like this isolated effect, make you think it's like, oh, isolated and stuff, because it's kind of annoying because it kind of like cuts out a bunch of the screen, and also the quality of the video isn't the best. It's alright, but it's not the best. But I can understand because they did have to film themselves, and they might have not been like filmers who ever done that, but they had to film themselves to do that. So what's really funny about it is these are expert survivalists, like experts. They're supposed to be like professionals. They like train in the army. Some of them they're like train as how to surviving tips, and like these are like some of the top guys. And what's funny is some of them are like drop out in like the first day, like one night, and they're like calling them to come pick them up because they can't handle it. Because the one guy is like sleeping, and he like hears a bear, and he like looks out of his little shelter, and he sees like eyes like looking at him, and he's like, oh shit, I better get out of here. It's so funny. But yeah, one other thing would have been cool to see is if they would have had some like, girls or a woman too, or two in the show to see how they would have done, because all the people, the 10 survivors, they're all like men, but it would have been cool to see like one or two girls or something, women, to see how they did, because they might have done better. You never know. Yeah. So that's pretty much what the show's about. So to summarize this up, basically it's a show about 10 survivors, and they have to survive on Vancouver Island, and the winner, the last man standing, the last man surviving that didn't tap out, wins $500,000. And it's a really cool show, and you probably would like it. I mean, I like it. It's my most favorite show right now. You can find it on History Channel, you can find them on YouTube, that's where I've watched all of mine. And that's pretty much it. It's, yeah, one of my most favorite shows out of my top 5. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, and smash that like button, and comment if you have any ideas or what you think about this show. See you in the next video. Booyah!